Welcome back to Gallery Watch, and this week we find ourselves back again at Free Range Gallery, which has been a staple of the Perth art scene for many years. This week's exhibition is a local artist, Kimberly Pace, her very first solo exhibition called the Inbetween, and it's basically focusing on the space in between objects and the subject, and she uses a mix of photography, drawing and 3D sculpture.
And welcome to Gallery Watch. Your thoughts on the exhibition?
Oh, it's fantastic. Just there's a lot of detail and intricate details, beautiful fabrics.
What do you...
I'm thoroughly enjoying the exhibition because I really like fabrics, and the works are just exquisitely made and beautifully designed. It's unusual to see things hung in such an interesting way as well. All the garments are wearable and artistically hung, but I'd also quite like to see them modelled.
Exhibition, it's really, really lovely to see some garments kind of installed in a way that I haven't really seen them installed much before, and to see the body kind of represented in lots of different ways, I guess, all in the one space. But yeah, I think it really works and it's really interesting.
I'm actually Kimberly's boyfriend, so I see the whole thing getting made at home all the time. So yeah, I get to drive her back and forth. I actually helped bring the stuff here. So yeah, it's very different for me because I'm not seeing it for the first time. I'm seeing from the start.
It's quite unique. I mean, this is not the first sort of show I've seen of Kimberly. She's incredibly talented. She's done a lot of really amazing work, and it's nice to see that her style is sort of maintained.
What do you guys think the meaning of the exhibition is?
You can see relationships between it all, but it's hard to put your finger on. To me, it's like bodily.
These hints, like the fingers, about touch and touching the body and skin, and there's organs everywhere and stuff, but it's too hard to put into a sentence. I couldn't tell you.
Here with the artist Kimberly Pace. Kimberly, how are you going?
I'm good, how are you?
I'm well, thank you. Are you a bit nervous tonight?
Yes, extremely.
Can you tell us your inspiration and about your exhibition?
I just wanted to sort of work with ideas about beauty and kind of the repulsive to do with the internal and external. So kind of that line between both of them. Yeah, so I thought that I've done a double degree previously in fashion and visual arts, so I wanted to merge the two practices into one. And especially since a garment is something that's worn on the body. I've always sort of been interested in anatomy, and I always found it really beautiful, and a lot of people find it really repulsive, so I was interested in that sort of relationship.
You've got fingers coming out of fashion garments. Can you explain this one?
That's kind of to me, they're kind of they're an external thing, digits, like the fingers, and putting them on a garment where they're kind of coming in and out, and they're kind of like this explosion of body matter. I don't know, I guess that's what I was trying to get across. They're creepy, and there's that whole idea of touch and being touched, and when you separate a finger from the body, it's actually a really kind of abject, weird thing, and especially since it's somebody else's finger.
I don't feel, it doesn't make me feel uncomfortable or anything, except that one over there with the fingers but I just get intrigued as to how real they look, but I don't find it overly confronting. I think it's interesting. I think it's relevant as well.
It was quite interesting with this one, when you look up close and realise that it's the brains. It's a little bit because you look at it and it looks pretty, but then you look closely and it's a bit more confronting. But yeah, it creates interest. It's good like that.
Do you have a favourite item out of the whole exhibition?
I'd probably say the fingers, because it was actually my workmate who actually drilled them and cut them for her. So I was constantly getting hassled about when they were done. Are they done yet? Because I was supposed to bring them home. But yeah, I'd probably say that because also I'm a big fan of like I like Kim's anatomy sort of stuff.
Probably this one over here, just different textures and layers, colours happening, beautiful Japanese prints. I'm definitely drawn to the garments, the idea of wearable art, and I find it interesting the way that it's been displayed as well, rather than on a mannequin. It shows it's off the body, it's more of a sculpture but it's still wearable.
My wife and I have bought the two gentlemen in the very 1950s pullovers with the kidneys coming out of their heads. Somehow it sounds gruesome, but it doesn't look gruesome.
I really love this one. I love the fabric at the top there. I was really interested as to like how she did the fabric, and I'm assuming she did it herself. So yeah, I just really like that, and just the amount as well. It's really nice. Yeah. And
my favourite's the one hanging up there as well. I think for me, just because it feels more relatable. I can see how it would look on a body. Do you know what I mean? I think that's why I like it, but I like the colours of it as well. Having said that though, I really like these like rusty, like brown, yellowy colours. It's interesting, so it's hard to choose, but I would say the one hanging up, I like it.
I think probably the most successful is these two hanging garments, the white one and the brown one over there. I think maybe because they were ones that I made more towards the end of the collection, so they kind of embody a bit of everything.
The one you're standing right next to now, can you explain to us what your intention was?
I guess with the plaster sculptures, I was just trying to get across a merging between something that's hard and soft. So it's fabric and it looks kind of soft and flowy, but the plaster makes it hard. So it's kind of in between both worlds, which is what I was trying to embody with the whole exhibition.
And what about this one behind us, the garment, with the fingers coming out from the top?
Yeah, just about externalising something internal and shifting the form a little bit. I think I just wanted to use the whole space. I didn't want it to be a set idea. The work's about it shifting back and forth, not really being in one set stable place. It's about it kind of becoming unstable and unworked and not really being able to grasp. So by putting the pieces at different levels and forcing you to use the whole room with your eyes, I guess I was trying to accomplish that. It's kind of shifting that, the general standard at eye height kind of level artwork.
You've got fingers bunched together. What's the concept of this?
I think it's still about separating something that we have associations with already and bunching it together so it could become anything. You could sort of see it as any sort of bodily element, but I mean it does have that reference back, and together it kind of forms its own organ-like piece.
My favourite are these 10 photographs put together. I love how the fact that these photos are all out of focus.
It was about kind of sort of mirroring something, so it's going back and forth and, between each other. And a lot of movement, so again that idea of something not being stable or fixed and going back and forth between one points.
What's your interpretation of the in-between?
Well, it is the in-between. It's not quite modern fashion and it's not quite abstract, so it's sitting somewhere in between. It is wearable fashion, but it is something a little more exotic than straight wearable fashion. But
all the items together, I guess you really get a sense that there's quite a kind of a psychological aspect to the work where it's kind of about like boundaries between something that's bodily and something that's outside of the body, and I think the medium of garment has kind of been quite successful in exploring that. And photography, I think the photographs are probably, I think, would be the most successful aspect of the show.
Quite provocative, I would say, confronting.
Provocative is the word, but it's also sort of inspiring. Like you look at the sketches, I mean, she's got in the collages, she's got, it all kind of ties in together, with everything really.
I would probably say Kimberly. Just Kimberly. Like I've known her for a long time now, so I can't think too much. You know, I can't think off tangent. I just think Kimberly because I have known her for a long time. So it's.
You see, it's her style and her.
Yeah, I've seen it like develop from, I mean, basic sketches like when I first met her to, you know, as she went into uni and started doing different sort of stuff. She's always been very interested in like body and anatomy.
How do you feel if someone has interpreted your work differently? Do you mind at all, or?
I think everyone has their own ideas and baggage, and you're always going to get that. And I mean, overall, what you take away from it is of your own ideas. So, I mean, you can't control that. As long as they take away some sense of what it is, I'm happy.
It's evident to see that Kimberly Pace is a very talented artist. We hope you've enjoyed the exhibition The Inbetween here at Free Range Gallery in Perth. Back to you, Robert.
And it's another beautiful sunny day in Perth, but unfortunately we're at the end of Gallery Watch for this week. So thank you for watching, and stay in touch. Every month we have the best in local and national art. And remember to keep check on our website gallerywatch.com.au for all of the information, not just tonight's episode, but everything that's happening in your state. My name's Robert Buratti, and thank you for watching Gallery Watch.